Disclaimer: this video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Some details may be incomplete or unverified. Nothing here is legal or professional advice, and all individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty. We do not promote violence or harassment. Viewer discretion is advised. If you're affected by topics related to crime or mental health, please seek professional help. We are not responsible for actions taken based on this content. If you spot any inaccuracies, feel free to leave respectful corrections. Subscribe and engage responsibly. The last time Marissa Clayton saw her daughter, 16-year-old Emily, she was waving goodbye at the airport. A smile stretched across her face, excitement buzzing in her eyes. Emily had met a young man online, Ryan Calder, 18, 3 months prior, through a social media app. He seemed perfect, charming, attentive, and impressively mature for his age. Marissa had her doubts, subtle but persistent. Ryan's accounts always seemed carefully curated, photos professionally taken, and his friends were invisible online. Yet Emily insisted, her voice tremulous with excitement. "Mom, he's real. You'll see. He loves me." Emily hugged her tightly, whispered promises of phone calls, and disappeared through the security gate. That was the last time anyone saw her. By the time night fell, Marissa's heart was already heavy with unease. A gut instinct she had ignored whispered danger. The airport security footage was inconclusive. Emily had boarded her flight, but Ryan was nowhere in sight. Her seatmate recalled a conversation about a friend picking her up, yet no one ever appeared. Days turned into weeks. Police investigations were launched, missing person reports filed, and local media covered the story. Posters adorned street corners and social media feeds. Marissa combed through Emily's phone, social media accounts, and online messages. Ryan's accounts had vanished. Phone numbers disconnected. Emails bounced. Every digital trace of him had been erased. The local detectives suspected a runaway at first. Emily had been curious, adventurous, and often clashed with school authorities. But Marissa refused to accept that theory. She knew her daughter, careful, thoughtful, intelligent, and she would never vanish without leaving a trace. Years passed. The case went cold. Emily's disappearance became a quiet, haunting presence in the Clayton household. Marissa refused to move, refusing to sell her daughter's room, her personal belongings meticulously preserved. The smallest clue sparked obsession. A deleted social media account, a chat log partially recovered, or a fragment of a photo. Every online forum for missing teens became her second home. She hired private investigators, tracked Ryan's possible IP addresses, and cross-referenced dating app logs. Months of investigation led to dead ends, but one clue, buried in an encrypted email cache, hinted at a location in a remote town in Ohio. 7 years after Emily vanished, Marissa stumbled across a dormant email address. One message arrived from an anonymous source. "You've been looking for Emily Clayton. She's closer than you think. Ryan Calder is not who he says he is." The email contained a single image. Emily, looking older but unmistakably her, walking along a riverside boardwalk in a small town, accompanied by a man whose face was obscured. Her heart pounded. Questions flooded her mind. Where had Emily been? Who was the man with her? Was she alive? Or had something horrifying happened? Marissa contacted the FBI and local authorities, who immediately began surveillance of the area. The investigation uncovered chilling truths. Ryan Calder was an alias. His real name was Lucas Hayden, 24, and he had a history of online manipulation and predatory behavior toward minors. Lucas had created dozens of online identities to lure young girls, often grooming them with charm, attention, and promises of love before isolating them physically and digitally. Emily had not voluntarily vanished. Evidence suggested she had been coerced, psychologically manipulated, and relocated across state lines. Digital forensics revealed that Lucas had used encrypted messaging apps and VPNs to cover his tracks. Surveillance photos, financial transactions, and eyewitness accounts helped investigators reconstruct a fragmented timeline of Emily's movements. Interviews with neighbors in the Ohio town painted a disturbing picture. Emily lived under a different name, attending a small private school, never allowed to venture far without supervision. Her demeanor was quiet, anxious, and withdrawn, behaviors typical of someone trained to avoid attention. Lucas had introduced her to a small circle of his confidants, maintaining constant surveillance. He used emotional manipulation and threats, ensuring compliance and isolating Emily from potential allies. Yet subtle acts of rebellion emerged. Teachers and classmates described moments of sudden resistance, a defiance to authority, a coded message hidden in a diary, and small attempts at reaching out. Emily had never stopped hoping someone would find her. Marissa, guided by FBI agents, decided to confront the situation delicately. Direct contact could endanger Emily. Surveillance confirmed that Emily was alive but wary of strangers. A plan was crafted. Marissa would use an intermediary, a local teacher Emily trusted, to reestablish communication. Messages were subtle, empathetic, and carefully designed to build trust without alarming Lucas. Days passed. Each unanswered message felt like a knife twisting in Marissa's heart. The tension built relentlessly, cinematic in its intensity, as mother and daughter were separated by years of manipulation and fear. Finally, a response arrived. Emily's handwriting, shaky and cautious, appeared in a letter slipped under a classroom door. "I don't know if I can trust you. I've been told not to. I've been told the world outside is dangerous. But I remember you, Mom. I've never forgotten." Tears streamed down Marissa's face. The letter was both a beacon of hope and a testament to the psychological chains that still bound Emily. The FBI advised patience. Any rushed attempt could trigger Lucas's intervention. Marissa learned that survival under manipulation required strategic restraint, not brute force. Investigators discovered Lucas Hayden's pattern of victims, each carefully manipulated and isolated. Emily's story mirrored the others, but her resilience set her apart. Psychological assessments revealed Emily's acute awareness of threat, hypervigilance, and emotional self-protection, hallmarks of long-term coercive control. Forensic evidence tied Lucas to multiple locations across state lines, confirming his systematic approach to abducting, grooming, and controlling young women. Digital evidence revealed hidden caches of Emily's messages and attempts to reach out to her mother over the years. Messages intercepted and deleted by Lucas. The deeper the investigation went, the more horrifying the truth became. Lucas had planned for Emily to be completely erased from her previous life, turning her into a new identity he could control indefinitely. Marissa and the FBI traced Emily to a lakeside cabin, heavily secured, monitored, and isolated. Lucas was reportedly away on a supposed business trip. Agents approached the cabin, cameras rolling, hearts pounding. Inside, Emily appeared, her eyes wide but cautiously hopeful. Marissa whispered from behind the protective glass, "Emily, it's me. I've come to bring you home." Emily's lips trembled. "Mom, I can't. He'll know. He'll hurt me." The tension was cinematic, almost unbearable. Every second stretched into eternity. The silence of the cabin was broken by the soft hum of a generator, the creak of floorboards, and Emily's uncertain breaths. The door suddenly opened, and Lucas appeared earlier than anticipated. His face was cold, calculating, eyes narrowing as he realized Emily had been communicating. "Emily," he said, voice low and threatening, "I told you not to reach out. You disobeyed." Emily flinched, but her gaze flickered toward the camera. Marissa's heart froze. The agents moved cautiously. This confrontation was volatile. Any sudden move could escalate into violence. The story pauses here, tense and unresolved. Will Emily escape Lucas's control? Can Marissa and the FBI extract her safely without triggering his wrath? What secrets of Lucas Hayden's criminal network remain undiscovered? Every viewer is left on the edge of their seat, awaiting the next chapter in a story of psychological manipulation, resilience, and suspense. The cabin stood silent, isolated on the edge of the lake, framed by the dim glow of the setting sun. Emily crouched behind the living room couch, heart pounding, as Lucas Hayden paced the floor, muttering under his breath about disobedience and trust. Outside, The FBI team, led by Detective Harper, had positioned snipers and surveillance drones, while Marissa Clayton watched through a protective barrier in a safe house nearby. Every second felt like an eternity. Emily's life hung in the balance. Harper signaled to the team. Emily's responding cautiously to our signal. Wait for my mark. No sudden moves. She needs to come out on her terms. Inside the cabin, Emily whispered to herself, trembling, "Mom, I can do this. I have to be free." Lucas's attention faltered as his phone buzzed. One of his accomplices, unaware of the FBI's surveillance, had contacted him. That distraction was enough. Emily seized the moment. She bolted from behind the couch, running toward the back door. Lucas shouted, furious, but the agents were ready. Within seconds, he was restrained, handcuffed, and escorted outside. Marissa rushed to her daughter, wrapping her arms around her tightly. Emily sobbed into her mother's shoulder, a mix of relief, fear, and years of pent-up trauma pouring out in waves. Detective Harper approached, her voice calm yet firm. "Emily, you're safe now. It's over." Emily looked up, eyes wide. I can't believe it. I thought he'd never let me go." Marissa held her tighter, whispering, "You're free, Emily. You're safe. Always." Once Emily was safe, the FBI began sifting through Lucas Hayden's records, digital devices, and accounts. The investigation revealed a horrifyingly methodical operation. Lucas had groomed over a dozen teenage girls over the past 7 years, using multiple fake identities online. He had relocated victims across state lines, isolating them from families and creating psychological dependency. Emily had been one of his most cautious victims, which explained how she had survived under his control for so long. Forensic analysts uncovered emails, encrypted files, and video logs detailing Lucas's manipulation techniques. Each file was a testament to his calculated cruelty, but also to the resilience of the victims he had ensnared. Emily entered therapy immediately, guided by specialists in trauma and coercive control. She learned to process years of manipulation, rebuild trust, and regain autonomy over her own life. Marissa stood by her side, providing unwavering support. The mother-daughter bond, fractured by 7 years of enforced separation, began to heal. "I had forgotten what freedom felt like," Emily admitted during one session. "But now I feel like I can breathe again." Marissa, with tears in her eyes, whispered, "You've always been strong, Emily. Stronger than anyone could take away from you." Lucas Hayden faced federal and state charges for kidnapping and unlawful restraint, sexual exploitation of minors, fraud and identity theft, interstate transportation of minors for illegal purposes. The court proceedings were tense, with Emily providing testimony via video link to protect her identity initially. The evidence collected by the FBI, digital forensics, emails, witness statements, and surveillance footage ensured a strong case. Lucas was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, ensuring he could no longer harm another victim. The accomplices he had relied on were also arrested and prosecuted. Emily and Marissa returned home, stepping into a life that had been on hold for 7 years. Emily resumed her education with a newfound sense of purpose. She began advocating for online safety and awareness of grooming tactics. She shared her story in controlled public forums, emphasizing the importance of parental vigilance and digital literacy. The trauma she endured was transformed into advocacy, empowering others to recognize and escape manipulation. Marissa reflected on the journey, realizing the depth of her daughter's courage. "The world can be dark and cruel," she said, "but the light of love, vigilance, and resilience can shine through even the darkest of times." Their story carried a warning, but also hope. Trust your instincts. Parents and children alike should recognize red flags in online interactions. Maintain communication. Open dialogue is a lifeline in dangerous situations. Seek help immediately. Law enforcement, mental health professionals, and support networks are critical. Resilience is powerful. Healing is possible even after prolonged trauma. Emily's journey was not just about escape. It was about reclaiming life, dignity, and autonomy. Years later, Emily reflected on her journey. I lost 7 years of my life, but I found myself in the process. I learned who I am, what I can endure, and how strong love and perseverance can be. I survived. I am free, and I will never let anyone control me again. Marissa, sitting beside her, smiled, a mixture of relief, pride, and love radiating from her. The nightmare that began with a single online click had ended, not with fear, but with justice, resilience, and the unbreakable bond between mother and daughter. The story closed on a note of empowerment, hope, and love, proving that even the darkest chapters can end with light.